Good morning, it's me. And so, I'm, I don't know, no, hold on, I'm just gonna regret this. I'm going through a lot of I don't have internet, so I can't complain to my internet provider or the Roku, just because Roku is technically not set up. So it's just satellite, it's antenna TV, so it's localized. But people outside of the Frogger can pay people in the Frogger area to alter the channels and stuff like that. And so I'm going through a few people. So internally it's called witch hazel. I don't know why it's called witch hazel, but I have a slight of witch hazel going on right now. It's not that bad, but because people are trying to fight over the TV, but it's really not that bad. It's, yeah. So, but I think I'm gonna try to I feel like some people are gonna try to blackmail me and tell me that I owe them money just because they're showing me stuff off the TV, and I'm just that's not how it works. If I really want, I'm not gonna keep on emailing, Good Morning America. It's hey, take over my TV again, kind of thing like that. So if they can't sue me because they want to show me stuff and make me feel a certain thing, being entrapped to be married to Brian even though he's seriously married to somebody else, and people think it's funny, because you can't technically get married, you can't be married to the TV. You can have a contract and you can be a relationship with somebody, and then while you're watching a show you'd be oh, this actor's gonna be me and that actor's gonna be them, and this actor, it's kind of like a game, and then you kind of see how the movie ends, kind of thing like that, and be married to that way. But it's not really marriage, it's just a fun little thing to do when you're in a relationship with somebody, and I am not in a relationship with him at all. I'm seriously trying to get that name removed out of my mind right now. And so, but I thought about going to Medora this weekend. I don't know if I've made a video about that, to see Donald Trump, but I am totally scared of Donald Trump, and he knows that. But I thought about going and seeing him just because, I don't know, I think meeting up with him would be nice, actually meeting him would be nice, JD Vance came into town last year, the year before, so they come into North Dakota, Minnesota quite often, so I'm not close enough for me to go and find them if I need to find them, and so but so I thought about it, but afterwards, the TV started talking, and I think the White House took over for just a moment, and they showed me his black market page that Donald Trump runs, and I'm just angry because he only gets paid $1, and he does it I didn't know why he did it back in the day, but he does it now just to play this big elite or world domination game, kind of thing like that. But my thing is, when I used to talk to him through eyes or through other people, eyes is just easier, it's just better that way. I don't get paid when I get paid through my jobs, once I get punched in, unless I do get a salary job, salary-based job, I get paid on the clock, I have to show up and get paid unless, they can do something, but, the company has to allow that, give it permission to do that. And so it's not the same as Donald Trump, because Donald Trump technically doesn't need a job, because he has so many other connections, he has that website, he has social media platform, he has a social media platform, he made that last year, he has a whole bunch of stuff, but people way down here don't have all those connections Donald Trump does. And that's what I was trying to explain to Donald Trump, is that I don't what he wants from me, what he wants me, how Donald Trump wants me to live is impractical for me. and and so him, showing me that, I'm just like, that's fantastic. You can live that way. It makes me wonder if it gets taxed, but if it's a black market, it wouldn't get taxed. That's why, like, you shouldn't make that into like a non-black market, because there's people who really do like to gamble. I comment on my last video about science because I worked at a place, and the long-time employees would gamble to see, like, to make bets on how long a employee would stay at that company, and real money was involved, and yeah, and so I don't know like how like upper management or HR handles it and stuff like that, but you don't need like telepathic hearing or telepathic pay to have this type of pay system. I just generalize it to put it underneath the black market, just because I think once upper management finds out that they're making bets on how long or a employee can stay at a company, I don't think that's something they probably like to talk about. HR might know about it, but it doesn't mean they do it. And it doesn't happen at all the companies, but other companies is like, I made a video last year when Josh Boucher, I thought it was Boucher, but it's Boucher, was running. There's like in Fargo, there's a big huge thing that managers or upper management will make bets, and like there's like gambling throughout, like not just one company, but like there's a whole bunch of companies, and on employees, and it's little, but it's too big for us, because we can't get up that high, and so we're like the sheep or the cattle of it, because like they push around or they poke or provoke one employee or certain employees, and we have to deal with the consequences of it. I just went around saying it's harassment, and then if it gets too bad, I call it sexual harassment. But either way, it's still harassment. How we get pushed around, and we can't really complain or do too much about it, just because like it's too low on the scale for us to do anything about it, because it's seriously like management and like upper management, and it's not just one company, it's a whole, like it's just like a network of companies that do it. And that's how time limits got involved. It's like, oh, how long are you gonna stay at this company? And sometimes they're honest and tell you, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes they really think it's gonna be this many months or this many years, but it's really a whole nother thing. So it's just like you get hired and you like play this like harassment game, but on the next scale higher, it's gambling. It's them sitting, because you have a rock, but it's not a rock, it's just somebody that's been there long term, that also not worried about losing their job, that's like, oh, how long do you think this person do it? Oh, I'm kind of bored, I don't have really much stuff to do. Should we promote this person? Should we make them do this? So this, see how they handle things, And so I deal with that, and I can't blame it on the fact that I'm a woman, but men have to deal with the same thing, But my thing is, a lot more sexual harassment comes into me just because I'm a woman and I'm younger. I'm not like 50 years old, and I'm only 32 years old, so I'm younger, and that's why people are obsessed with making me ugly, because they think that if we take out sexual harassment, it'll leave. And I'm just like, no, honestly, if you make me more pretty, I think people will be more protective over me. So I think that would decrease the sexual harassment aspect of the harassment game that we play down here, So, but either way, like, it's part of the game. So it's like overcoming, the hurdle. It is Wednesday, so it is hump day, which means, it's kind of like the halfway through the week, so it's like you made it through the week, you know, and 4th of July is coming up, so it's, and if you guys know anything about 4th of July, it's a day to celebrate. It is a holiday to celebrate. It really is. So, Toodles!